No. All I know is that they are allegedly executive vice presidents and in charge of booking of All Elite Wrestling, which still has a lot of details yet to come. I don't know how much longer they'll be doing New Japan shows, if this might be their last one or not. So I'm not sure, but if I'm looking at picking a winner, I'm going to stick with the Guerrillas of Destiny. I feel like they should keep it. I don't know what kind of momentum Bullet Club really has over in New Japan right now with a lot of changes and guys leaving. And I think those guys should keep the tag titles here. So I'll go with the Guerrillas of Destiny to retain.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you. Sonata and Evil are a great team. I like them together, but I also like them. I like them separate too. So I think they have more room to wiggle there. But I'm going to go with the GOD. So I'm with you on that one.
Next up, we have a singles match for the IWGP United States Championship. It's the champion Cody defending against Juice Robinson.
Juice! It's Juice's time. Cody's going to do the right thing, leaving the territory. He's going to put over the young upstart in Juice, who really started catching people's eyes last year in the G1. He did it again this year. Actually, maybe it was this year in the G1. The matches with Kenny Omega. I like Juice Robinson a lot. I feel like, was it CJ Parker, Cody Parker, right, in NXT?
CJ Parker, yes.
Which is crazy because it's the exact name of Pamela Anderson in Baywatch. But
that's right. That's a great call.
It's unbelievable. I think this could be a clean win here by Pamela Anderson over Cody Rhodes. I think is what's best for business, if you will, and it's best to solidify Juice as a main event guy. And I think Cody's a businessman who appreciates the business and will have no problem doing the JOB on his way out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Baywatch is a great show, and I think that CJ Parker is going to do it for David Hasselhoff, and is going to win the IWGP United States. So, yeah, for the same reasons you mentioned. I think Cody obviously is doing going in a different direction is Cody, and I believe he also has a knee injury, and he was agreed to work this match. I'm not sure he's going to be working any more matches in New Japan in the near future, unless there are some things that we don't know. So I'm going to also go with Juice Robinson to win the IWGP US Championship.
You know, if you're waiting on your order of Blue Chew and it hasn't been delivered yet, you could just pull up some of 1996 Pamela Anderson. Because, woo, let me tell you, you don't need any Blue Chew for that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, next up is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. It's Kushida, the champion, against Taiji Ishimori.
The Bone Soldier. I don't want to say Ishimori has been a nice addition to the Bullet Club, but again, he's kind of in the Juice category where he's been there. He's some really good matches, but he hasn't had the defining victory to get himself over. And I think this will be the moment. Ishimori is a beast. I love watching him wrestle. And Kushida is a consummate professional year in, year out, delivering at all the big shows of Wrestle Kingdoms, the Dominions. He's a stud, and he's probably one of the best junior heavyweights in the business right now. And I think him and Ishimori should have one hell of a match. So, but I'm going with Ishimori on this one. I think we get a title change, another upset here, and Taiji Ishimori takes the title.
I'm going to go with Kushida, and I don't know that I have a great reason behind that. I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I feel like the title staying on Kushida would be the right thing to do. But like you said, and we were talking about earlier, they do like to change championships a lot on these major shows. But I'm going to stick with Kushida here, mainly because I like his entrance music a lot. So we'll go with Kushida.
And I love Back to the Future.
Next match, no titles on the line. Kazuchika Okada versus Jay White. Do you want to maybe give us a little backstory on this feud? Because I feel like you're probably much more familiar with it than I am.
Jay White is the new leader of the Bullet Club. That is 100% through and through. Everybody, Bad Luck Fale to Tamatanga, they all agree Jay White is the leader. Jay White was part of Chaos. He was brought in by Okada earlier last year. There was about a year ago, and that was a huge thing. And it was like, oh my goodness, Jay White. He joined, he joined Chaos, only to later on turn his back, and then he destroyed both of them, Okada and Tanahashi. And that's actually what caused Tanahashi and Okada to kind of squash their beef because they were both getting beat up by this new bad guy, Jay White. And his gimmick is their whole Bullet Club. they're heels again, man. They're not the cool guys that everybody wants to cheer. They're the bad guys that are running through the G1, winning by disqualification and kicks in the nuts and things like that, things you don't see in New Japan a lot. So Jay White is a bad guy. He's not a cool bad guy. He's just a bad guy. This is your classic good versus evil match. And it's going to be tough to see. I think Okada's going to win, but I think there is bigger in mind for Jay White. So I'm saying as far as getting the victory here, it's going to be Okada.
I agree. I'm going to go with Okada. I think, I'm just not sure. I know they're giving Jay White the push. They gave him a push last year going into Wrestle Kingdom. They gave him a big match. They're doing it again this year. It just doesn't feel right to me to pick him over Okada here. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I feel like Okada winning is the right call, and it's built up for an Okada victory. So I will also agree with you and say Okada gets the victory there. 2 matches left, both title matches. IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. The champion Chris Jericho versus Tetsuya Naito.
Jericho has, we've talked about it 1,000 times. He's reinvented himself again with the attacks, the press conference, his matches, everything. He's a totally different performer than he was in WWE, and he's done a fantastic job in New Japan. He's a little Brock Lesnar here because he hasn't, I couldn't even tell you last time he defended the title. This is that is the sole purpose of why the belt needs to be brought back to Tetsuya Naito. I think it will. I think Naito will win. I think he also, the stipulation is if Naito loses, he retires, or if Jericho, somebody's going to retire somebody is what I heard. But I think, yeah. Tetsuya Naito says he's going to retire Chris Jericho. He vows to retire Jericho at Wrestle Kingdom. And he might, who knows, or Jericho will wrestle until his 70s and still have better matches than most guys on Raw. But that being said, I think the IWGP IC title needs to be around more. I love what Jericho did to it. He brought a lot of new eyes to it, and I think he's done a great job with this character, but he's the type of guy that doesn't need the belt. So for that purpose, I say Tetsuya Naito wins.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Naito as well. I think that Jericho is really in this, I think, in these types of situations to have fun and try to have good angles and obviously keep himself in the spotlight, but also have good matches with guys that he hasn't wrestled before. And even though he has wrestled Naito once before when he won the Intercontinental title, I think he's booked this whole angle and this whole feud based around the idea that eventually he would drop it back and put Naito over. So I think that's what he's going to do here, and I think Naito will take back the IWGP Intercontinental Championship as well. And then our final match on the card, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Why don't you go first, buddy? You go first in this one.
I don't know. They've I don't know what Omega's future is, but I feel like there's more things that he could do with the championship by holding on to it than them going back to Tanahashi. I haven't seen all of Tanahashi's matches over the last year, but I've heard that he's been doing really well and having a lot of great matches over the last year. So I'm sure it'll be a great match in the main event. I personally would not change the title, so I'm going to say that Omega will retain the IWGP Championship.
I am calling the swerve of swerves. I am calling the Bash at the Beach 1996. You should have saw it coming, but you didn't. I think Tanahashi joins the Bullet Club, Joe. That's my prediction. He's been the ace of New Japan. He's been a good guy all of his life. I want to say he's at the tail end of his career because he's 43, maybe. I'm going to look this up while I talk to you. Tanahashi, he's done everything there is to do. He's 40. He just turned 42 years old, but he still has literally 5-star matches every single year. He's very similar to AJ Styles in that aspect. But again, Father Time is undefeated. So now at the end of his career, he's been the ace. He's been the guy everybody's cheered for. He could be like a Chris Jericho 2.0, have that heel turn and just completely blow the doors open of what's possible for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I believe the Bullet Club helps Tanahashi beat Kenny Omega and take the title.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's that would be very interesting if they did something like that. It would definitely put a lot of heat and attention back on the Bullet Club. So now I'm extra anxious to see if that happens because I will pay. I will pay for your dog grooming of your dog if that happens.
Whoa. I mean, I don't want to tell. Yeah, unfortunately, Chance isn't going to be able to watch the whole show with us because
I can't.
If anybody follows our Twitter, I mean, or our Instagram, you know the big guy, right? He's a part of the squad, and I got to drop him off to get groomed at like 10:30. It's going to take 2 hours, so he's not going to be done till about 12:30.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, Joe. If I would have known, I would have reached. Do you want me to cancel it? I will call him down here and I will cancel it. I shouldn't.
No, it's okay, man. It's all right. It's okay. We'll get him back maybe midway through the show.
Maybe we'll go pick him up. We'll grab some lunch. We can finish the show.
All right. I'm down for that.
So, worst case scenario, he misses 5 matches. But you know what the scent of the month is? Christmas cookies, buddy. He's going to come back with a fancy little puppy bandana smelling like Christmas cookies. Who doesn't love Christmas cookies?
I hope he enjoys smelling like that because I don't know if I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, he needs a bath, man. Okay? They clean his ears. They brush his teeth. They do what I tell you about last time with the whole nether region thing.
Oh, God. Not for the podcast. Not for the podcast. Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, that's it. Those are we trailed off there. Those are our predictions for Wrestle Kingdom in about 2 days from now, actually. About a little over 2 days from now. I mean, top to bottom, Joe, when you look at this card, and we just went through it all, what match are you most excited about?
I think there's the 2 matches. Well, that's tough. I think the matches I'm looking at, I guess, that I'm most excited about would be Omega Tanahashi and Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. And then probably Ishii versus Sabre Jr. right after that. I mean, but Jericho and Naito should be good as well if it's similar to how Jericho and Omega worked last year. So those like 4 or 5 right there, I think for me are things I'm looking forward to.
All the ones you mentioned, and I would throw in Kushida versus Ishimori in there too. Big, really excited for that one. So I think this whole card, it's a great card. It might not have some of the star power of years before because the Young Bucks aren't in a. I don't know. It's a weird time in professional wrestling. It's a weird time for New Japan. It's a weird time for Ring of Honor. It's a weird time for AEW, and it's just a terrible time for Raw. But that being said, I'm looking forward to the show. I think what I love about New Japan, there's always some sort of surprise. They do a really good job at having a surprise, a big angle start, and then you have New Year's Dash the day after or 2 days after, where like new angles kick off. It's formulaic. It's right, formulaic.
Yeah, it sounds right.
It's formulaic, but it works. The blow off to it's like WrestleMania was the blow off to a lot of feuds out of Wrestle Kingdom. The very next show, a day or two later, all these new things kick off. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Again, you can find us at All Night Long WP on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook.com/All Night Long WP. You go to YouTube, you type in All Night Long Wrestling Podcast, you subscribe to us. Get us to 100 for the love of God. That's all I'm asking. Get us to 100. Wrestling Perspective Podcast, follow us there. And you know what? You know what people start doing right now, Joe? People start getting in shape for the summer, right? There's no better way to get in shape than mentally. That's a Blue Chew, okay? You go to BlueChew.com. WPP is your promo code. You pay $5 shipping and handling. You get your first order free on us, on the Stallion, on the Enforcer. You're welcome. Again, we're going to have some media silence until Saturday, from Friday to Saturday, but we want to hear your predictions, your thoughts, who's going to win. Bagu, I'm talking to you. I know you're super stoked for this. I want to hear your thoughts. Get us on Facebook. Another week in the books, man. We appreciate everybody listening. Don't forget, he's the Stallion, I'm the Enforcer, and we're tapping out.